starting today.
Yep.
Children 5 to 11, you can get vaccinated. You can get that.
Oh, okay. That's what you're excited about.
You can get that Pfizer, bloop or bloop. I don't know, whatever. You can get that. So listen, on Twitter, CP24 posted that, it was coming in. And so I tweeted because they were like, oh, CP24 said they did a poll and the majority of the parents said, yeah, my kid's getting this shit. Something like 80%. And I tweeted, I'm like, all fucking lies. I've talked to dear parents. Not one of them has said this. And like,
what was this? Was this poll done at a vaccination center?
This is what I'm saying. And like my tweet got like, this rarely happens, got like 50 fucking likes. Some tweets and all that shit.
Oh,
and
you're a superstar now. Eh?
I'm a superstar.
So you went viral.
But this one dickhead comes in there and he's like, oh, so I guess everybody in Ontario then. I'm like, no, my circle of friends. And he's like, well, don't you think your circle of friends probably are more like-minded like you? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, it's interesting you say that because my circle of friends say the opposite. Well, then I'm like, well, then your circle of friends clearly think like you. What the fuck? What point are you making? You know what I mean? And
I feel like that guy's circle is more of a triangle of friends, or possibly just a straight line.
But the point is that it's your choice. It is your choice. And I say all this and I say it with a smile on my face because, yeah, I'm happy about it. I am. I'm happy that parents, if they want their children 5 to 11 to get vaccinated, they have that choice. They created a vaccine just for them. No qualms there. My issue is, of course, it's a slippery slope, right? We see what they're doing to adults, messing up their livelihoods. Get vaccinated or don't work. My concern is it's get vaccinated or don't go to school, right? So I feel like as long as they don't cross that threshold, I got no issues with this. But if a parent wants to vaccinate their kid, have a blast.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Okay. All right. That's cool. No, listen. I was talking with my boys about this the other day, and we all feel like it's going to be something that, like, that little yellow immunization card that we had in school that we had to like get checked off. We were getting shots during school and all for hepatitis and all these different things. We feel like COVID is going to be added to that list, where eventually it's going to be a thing where if you don't have this shot, you cannot attend school in Ontario or in Canada or wherever. That is likely going to be the outcome of this thing, or else why else would it be created, right? It's not created for the short term. This is definitely a long-term move, which is why they have the booster shots for adults. It's got to be a long-term thing, right? So this is the thing that I'm going to say it, and it's got to be put out there because I don't think people are outlining it or saying it as much. What happens when that first child gets the blood clots? Because it is a small number. Yes, it is a small number of adults who that happened to, but guess what? It happened. So what happens when that first child gets the blood clots? Do we still go out and continue to vaccinate our child? Do we now start to question the validity of the child vaccine? I want to be very specific. Do we now question the validity of that? Or does it maintain its mandatory status if it becomes a mandatory thing?
And the other thing too is, like, as a parent, okay, if I now have to make that difficult decision, some people think it's an easy one to make. I'm saying it's difficult. That's my right. I could say that. If I have to make that difficult decision, why can't I hold anyone accountable? Why can't I go to my physician or whoever's administering that shot and say, if anything happens to my child, who do I go to? What door am I knocking on? You understand what I'm saying?
You do know that all these companies that create these vaccines are legally exempt from any prosecution at all, right? Like they made that a thing. Like
this is what I'm saying. If I'm willing to roll, clearly those who are vaccinated, we're saying, cool, nope, I'll roll the dice on myself. But now I can't hedge all my bets when it comes to I can't hedge everything on one side when it comes to my child. You understand what I'm saying? Like, who do we go to? Like, what then?
I follow the pattern of history. The adult version of this vaccine was also not mandatory at some point and then became such.
You don't understand. Like, in Ontario, there's like what, 2-3 million people. Excuse me, in Toronto, there's like 2-3 million people. When I look at my CP24 app and I see like 4, 5, 600 cases that day, that's
Yeah.
for the entire province.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's for the
But
entire province.
that's numbers going up. But the numbers are that's what the important thing that's what's being stressed in the news. Whether it's from 100 to 200 or 200 to 250, the numbers are going up.
Like
And what did I say in what did I say on the last podcast once they started releasing? Remember what I said when they released this child vaccine? What we're gonna see? A rise in.
Yeah, of course. No, we said the same thing. And I don't want to see it, obviously, because I don't want to see any kids in the hospital. But I've yet to see these staggering numbers that are, destroying our hospitals' ICU waiting rooms filled with children. Again,
all they need is
I don't want to see
transparency.
it. I don't want to see that. But what's the urgency here with the kids?
All they need, all these companies need, and what they're failing to do, and that's what makes me question a lot of this thing, is have more transparency. If you had to do some kind of trials on some kind of kids to be able to put this out somewhere, I'm assuming. Why not put that out there somewhere? Where are those trials? Where are the numbers of the kids that you gave doses to that were, protected, or whatever it is that you want to prove with this vaccine?
Also, what the fuck is the rush? Again, Toronto alone is 2 to 3 million. Toronto, 2 to 3 million people. When you look at the numbers daily for the province, it's like 4, 5, 600. Toronto alone, 2-3 million. What is the urgency?
Once again, playing devil's advocate, the kids might not be old enough to get it right now, but you might find out that this is something that could live in the system for a long time, and thus stopping it before it has a chance to start might be the means that they're going about. I'm trying so hard to just, yeah.
All right. Well, viewing public again. We started this pod with me talking about that survey that CP24 took, and I shared with you the interaction that I had with that person on my timeline. My circle of friends like-minded, and his circle of friends like-minded. I said, I ain't know nobody that's doing this, and he said he knew a shitload of people that's doing this, and that is fine. If you want to get your kids vaccinated, go ahead. That's what it's there for.
If you're vaccinated, you believe in the vaccine, obviously.
That's what it's there for.
You should be getting your kids vaccinated.
I just don't think that it should be made mandatory. Call me crazy. I don't know.